Before we jump in, I want to introduce you to Albert. He's the first AI agency advisor that I've personally trained. After looking at thousands and thousands of agencies over the years, I've mapped out 6 clear stages of growth, and Albert uses this to help you figure out which stage you're in, what's holding you back, and what you need to change next. All you have to do is answer 7 quick questions. It takes you less than 3 minutes, and you can check it out at agencymastery.ai if you want more freedom, more profit, and a smarter path to growth. So go to agencymastery.ai. All right, let's go get in today's episode. Hey, Eric, welcome to the show.
Thank you. What fun. Delighted to be here.
Yeah, excited to have you on. Tell us who you are, what you do.
My name is Eric Weidner. I own an agency called Workbox. We design and build websites and custom apps, mostly for pharmaceutical companies and pharmaceutical marketing agencies, and occasional SaaS company work when they come in through the network.
How'd you get started?
Oh, funny you ask this right away. Really kind of an accident. So in 1996, my last job before I started my company, I was a secretary administrator at a law firm in San Francisco. And through that, I learned computer networks. Also, back then we used WordPerfect, which exposed me to XML. So start bold, end bold. That's HTML. I taught myself HTML. I got a few clients through my legal encounters, and I was building websites.
I haven't heard WordPerfect in forever.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah. It was better than Word, honestly, but that was that.
I mean, whatever happened to it? Who did WordPerfect?
It was an independent company. I mean, I think they got bought by another company afterwards, and then just, Word was included in Microsoft packages. So that's that. It was basically
got toast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Wild Wild West back then. I remember doing front page Dreamweaver, Firefox.
Remember Vignette? It was like one of the first enterprise content management systems, I think.
I don't remember that. I remember in 2000 we built our own CMS, so that's probably why I don't remember.
That's so funny. We did exactly the same thing. We built our own. Once PHP and MySQL became really accessible and Linux hosting was inexpensive, a bunch of people started building their own CMSs. There was PHP Nuke was one that was, this is all before WordPress, of course.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, ours was even drag and drop back then.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know how they programmed it, but it was really cool. We won so much business from it.
Yeah.
But it was like anything else. Like when you run an agency, you have a hard time updating your own software.
Yeah. Software support is really different than running an agency and fulfilling, client needs that way. It's just a real different kind of business model. This is actually something that we're contemplating doing again with AI.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, well, it's especially people doing websites and building apps. If you're not building it with AI, you're suffering a little bit, because I went to school for programming. I was the worst freaking programmer ever because I have no attention to detail. I'm all over the place. Like my syntax, I would always leave off a quote or a bracket. Mm-hmm. And on these huge, drawn out code, I'm like, why is it not compiling? Why is it not working?
Where is that problem?
Yeah. And now AI, you just say, but write this, and it writes it. Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of work in it, and I've been trying the AI web builders, and I found what they're great at so far. I mean, this is just my opinion of messing around with them. I don't know whether we want to go in this direction right now or not.
I will go wherever.
Yeah. So we've tried them, and the ones that actually do the simple coding ones, like Lovable and things like that, when you give it that first round of instructions and you get something, it's great. But if you try to go in and make detailed changes to it, it's really frustrating. Yeah. So for things like landing pages, and even using it to model something and mock something up to give to your development team, awesome. Yeah. I mean, really, really awesome. But beyond that,
it's kind of like a drunk intern. right?
Yeah.
Like,
The drunk intern. Yeah.
right? Like you tell the basic thing to go do. He comes back, or he or she comes back, and it's like, wow, this is really cool. Make this little edit, but they're drunk, and they're like, no, I didn't tell you to change that.
That's exactly it. Or they're like, I don't remember how I did that.
Yeah, yeah, and you're like,
Yeah.
God damn it! Like, I'm not hiring any more interns.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is when you're building websites, and that's going to change too, going forward, because we're not really building websites to kind of be people going to them anymore, other than if like we have an event coming up called, Elevate My Agency.
Yep. Yep.
Well, I'll send people to that URL, but if people are on AI and they're going, hey, what kind of cool events should I, or whatever, or they're searching for an answer, AI is going to give them that answer, and they don't have
That's
to click
right.
there.
That's right. And it's all going to be through this.
Well, if you watch the Elon Musk interview on Joe Rogan, Elon Musk says that phones really, all the phone apps are going away.
Yeah, it's all just going to be implanted in our brains, right? Little microchips.
Yeah.
Everything will appear in front of us in 3D.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of glad I'm older. So I don't have to worry about this too much.
It's sort of, I have two feelings. One is, well, we've been doing this for a while, right? And when ChatGPT came out, I guess it's only 3 years ago, I either retire or I get all in, and decided to get in. And I find it fascinating. It is really some of the most fun I've had building my own little agentic AI things. It's just like, la, la, la. I mean, this is really fun.
Mm-hmm.
And because, otherwise I enjoy the client work. And so every client is a challenge. The people are great. Working with the people is great. But sort of the intellectual business challenge had gotten fairly static. And now there are more business challenges. AI is one of them. Disinformation is a huge opportunity, actually, I think, for a lot of industries to build something, and just sort of the crazy stuff out there. So
yeah,
it's keeping it interesting in my mind.
Well, they're always going to need the right strategy. And I kind of look at AI as using it as a superpower. Like, it's just making you more superhuman versus human.
Yep.
When I was just using Grammarly, I can't even say it right.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
Now superhuman.
Right? I'm like, wow, you can't tell the stuff that I wrote versus my team that wrote, because like I was always really bad at grammar. And it's just like, what are the tools we can use in the agency? But, I find the problem is there's so, like, we're drowning in tools.
Oh, it's crazy.
But we're starving for the right tools.
Yep. Once you get to the point where you're doing agentic work, where you're getting multiple systems talking to each other, that's still too complicated for the vast, vast majority of people. Mm-hmm. And I live in San Francisco, which is business AI central. I mean, marketing AI central for sure. And I realize, I'm in this like crazy high-tech AI bubble, and most people, I mean, there are a lot of people all over the world who are into it, but we're like in the middle of it. And it's really exciting. But then I have to remind myself sometimes, most people really don't, they're not going to take that leap. It's too complicated. It's the market. It's a bubble.
Last weekend or this weekend, I was in Vegas with a buddy of mine, and we were in the poker room, and it was kind of funny. You sit at the table for a couple hours and you learn what everybody's doing. And it was kind of funny. Like, everyone was like, yeah, I have an AI app. It was like, AI applicate. I'm like,
what do they mean by AI app?
Well, it goes back to when the .com era, you put a .com on it, food.com. Oh, I'll give you all
exactly
money, right?
And I think that people like us and agencies and people who work in agencies, even people who work in any industry now, there are like these AI companies, but it's kind of like the internet, where people would say, oh, I'm building an internet company. But now every company is an internet company in a sense. And AI is going to be exactly the same. It's just going to be part of the way businesses are run. And the people right now who are taking advantage of it, learning it, using it, a lot of what we know will be obsolete or archaic, but at least we'll get the fundamentals, understand how this stuff actually works. if I was going to give and I give recommendations to young folks. I've mentored some folks, and I'm like, you just got to get into it because this is the way it's going.
Hi there, agency owners. Let me ask you, are you ready to scale your agency without increasing your overhead costs? If yes, then you need to know about E2M Solutions. Now, E2M is the #1 most reliable white label partner for agencies. They specialize in web design, WordPress development, e-commerce, SEO, and content writing. They basically do all the heavy lifting, which frees you up to focus on growing your agency. Now, here's the best part. E2M's just not another vendor. With over 10 years of experience, their team of over 300 experts has a track record of delivering for more than 300 agencies. They're your strategic partner. They deliver on time every time, so you can focus on what you do best. Now, E2M's mission is simple: to help 500 agencies increase their revenue and profit margins with white label services that actually work. And to help you get started, they're offering a special deal, 10% off for the first 3 months, but act fast because it's only a limited time offer. So head over to e2msolutions.com/smartagency to check out their transparent and their flexible pricing. Trust me, if you're ready to grow without burning out, E2M's the partner you've been looking for. That's e2msolutions.com/smartagency. Go check them out and tell them Jason Swank sent you.
Yeah, it's a fun time, to kind of experiment and figure out, because at the end of the day, the clients that we work for, they're not trying to figure out AI. They want the agency to figure out AI. By all the surveys that we've done on all the different brands, their #1 thing is, I want my agency to understand AI and provide us advice, not because they want lower costs from their agency, but more effectiveness, faster results. I think everything needs to be faster and better.
Yeah, it's an arms race. I mean, everybody knows that if their company doesn't keep up and leverage it to gain efficiencies and cost benefits and all that stuff, they'll be left behind. And I think it's a legitimate fear.
What are you guys doing in order to stay up to date on AI? Because it changes daily.
Yeah. Well, I'm building my own stuff for my own productivity, which is really fun. And actually, to be honest with you, it's taking up more of my time right now than what if I was just doing the task. Typical engineer thinking, like, I'll spend 9 hours building something out, which would take me an hour, but now I can repeat it forever. So that's what I'm doing personally. And I'm also involved I pay attention to MAII. I'm sure you're familiar with those. So it's the Marketing Artificial Intelligence Institute people.
Mm-hmm.
I was president of the American Marketing Association San Francisco chapter, and we put on an AI conference, or an AI event, basically to help our people to let people know what's going on.
Yeah.
And also I'm in this thing called an AI circle, which is sort of a cohort-led group. And we all get together and we have a little agenda and we try to build stuff. And just last week, I was at a conference called AIX Marketing, and those guys are great. And then the week before that, I went to TED AI in San Francisco.
Well, every conference, it's hilarious. Every conference is all about AI now.
Yeah, it is. But technically, so I've got sort of two sides of my business, right? I've got sort of three really, sort of a consulting side of it where we help you figure stuff out, design, and then actual development. And my development team is working on a AI shop bot for e-commerce sites. Now, whether this actually turns into a product that we'll actually market and sell, I think it's it's iffy. But I really just wanted a practical use case so my dev team really digs into this stuff and gets it. So we can now honestly say to our clients, we understand some of this stuff now. And it's really how to think about using AI in your business. And then there's just simple geo, the new SEO. How is that really going to affect?
The one thing I want everybody to know that's listening, at the end of the day, technologies are always going to change, but the basic things will never change. And that's the thing that I've always kind of stood on for the past 11 years of doing this podcast. That's why I don't want to ask you about what tools do you use, because they're going to be outdated in
Oh, yeah,
2 seconds.
exactly.
Right? But if everyone really concentrate on the core systems, look at the core issues that you're having and how do we fix that? Like basic frameworks in order to fix it, not the silver bullets that you see on the Facebooks and Metas. Like,
I
here's
completely
my
agree.
proven formula.
Yep, I completely agree. It's little incremental steps that will make your life easier, help your clients, make your agency run better, help you deliver better results for your clients, better insights. And I think that, the way you're thinking about it, I believe is absolutely right. And one of the things that is really going to happen, and a lot of agency owners are going to have to deal with, is, well, not really deal with it. It's more something to remind ourselves of, which is that if we were just talking about marketing, content marketing, there's going to be a flood of content.
Oh,
I mean,
too much.
It's going to be overwhelming.
It's already too much.
Yeah. So quality and really engaging content, funny content, sad content, weird content,
real content. Not all AI generated.
It's going to win. It's always going to win. It always will. I mean, attention to this AIX marketing and listening to the companies that are generating content, it's shocking how much. It's just, and then, so one of the tips they had to get the LLMs to pay attention to your content, it's got to be less than 90 days old. The implication of that is you just have to be a content machine.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm glad I kind of fell into doing this podcast 11 years ago.
Yeah.
It's been the best thing that we've ever done for our marketing to really kind of build the brand or the presence that we wanted and to build the really kind of the community. It's a drinking game with our mastermind community. When I asked one of the members, I'm like, you got podcasts? Especially when they start asking, like, I need more leads. I'm like, they know the questions. It's really funny. It's like a drinking game. They're like, all right, everybody drink. Jason said, do a podcast.
Need more leads. Yeah.
Yeah, because people hear your voice. They hear your they get to know your personality, and it's easy content to create, and you build amazing relationships with cool people that would probably never talk to you.
Yeah. It's really a lot of fun. And really, when people hire people like us, it really, most of it is really the relationship we built up with them over the years and the credibility. First off, you have to deliver quality results.
That's right.
That's table stakes. And then the rest is them trusting you with their careers, essentially, because they're investing a bunch of money with it. And if you make them look like an idiot for hiring you, you've hurt them a lot.
Oh, big time.
We take that very seriously. And, that's why the network is everything. But, when you're growing and you need to build your leads and have, you need to go outside the network. You need to build, my company is very small. So it doesn't take a lot of leads for me to be happy. I'm lucky that way.
Yeah.
But if you have to grow, you have to be more aggressive, and you've got to do something like this.
Yeah. No, I mean, I look at it as, in today's world, your network is your advantage.
Yep.
Of everything that's going on. So, but well, Eric, this has been a lot of fun. Is there anything I didn't ask you that you think would benefit the listeners listening in?
You want to hear my sayings?
Yeah.
My agency sayings. So we have a couple of sayings that we built up over the years, and some of them we don't really say anymore. But one of them is, the web never sleeps. One of the ones, when we're dealing with difficult clients, don't get mad, invoice. That's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, we would do a PIA fee, pain in the ass fee.
Yeah. Another one is very cynical, but it's very agency, and it's around pricing. And this isn't accurate for me anymore because we have fairly set fees. But back in the .com days, it was, when you're setting a budget, which is ultimately kind of arbitrary, they should gag, but they should not hurl.
I liked it.
Yeah.
My saying back in the day was, friends don't let friends design websites.
I like that one. Those days are gone.
Yeah,
now.
Exactly. Oh, cool. Well, awesome. Well, thanks so much, Eric, for coming on the show. And for everyone listening, if you want to hang out with some really amazing agency owners, make sure you go to agencymastery.io. Check out our community. Check out our event coming up called Elevate. And until next time, have a swank day.